All right, guys. So thank you for coming to the 3, 4, 55 time rescheduled instant decision day meeting. And so again, this is not going to take long at all, but I just wanted to make sure that instead of me just sending out the information about instant decision day, that I explained it to you guys and made sure that you understood and ask any questions that you have. The instant decision day is a great opportunity for you guys to be able to sit with these colleges face to face, talk to them just like we're talking now. And if there's anything on your transcript that you need to really talk to them about and clear up, that's a great time for you to do that. Even for some of you who have already been accepted to the school, but if you want to meet with them and ask questions, you can totally do that. Okay. So the first thing that I want to get out of the way, most of you guys have my link tree. So this is the QR code to my link tree. There's a couple of things that are coming up in the next 2 weeks that I want to make sure that you're aware of. So you can scan it if you want to. It's also on your tables, or you can just use the one that you have. So number one, you guys got that big old paper, right? That says college fair on it. There's a huge college fair that's going to take place at the Philadelphia Convention Center on Sunday, October the 30th. So that's not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. Or is it the next Sunday? The next Sunday, the last Sunday of the month. There are going to be over 300 colleges at this event and thousands of people there. So, of course, all the colleges that were here are going to be there, plus many, many more. So it'll give you a great opportunity to see some other colleges that may be coming from across the country or just weren't able to make the one that we had. So I'm a volunteer at that fair. I've been volunteering there for the last 10 years. They also have a financial aid workshop. I don't know if they're going to do the FAFSA completion like they normally do, so I'll find out about that. But if you're planning on going, which I hope you all are, again, it will be at the convention center. How many of you guys have been either to the convention center or the Reading Terminal downtown? Okay. So the Reading Terminal is like this place. This has all these shops where you can go and get food, whether it's groceries, cooked food, all kinds of stuff. It's one of the best places in the entire world. The convention center is literally right across the street. You go outside and you can see it right across the street. I would highly recommend that you do not drive there. I would highly recommend you take the regional rail from Norristown and get off on the Jefferson Station stop.
$5.
Can I finish my presentation? It's free, boo-boo. It's usually $5 for her each way, but it's free on that day. So make sure you have your Norristown ID. Whoever else is going with you, if they're not a student, they won't be able to go free, but you'll be able to go free. They'll pay $5. So I would suggest you do that. Number one, so you don't have to worry about traffic. Number two, so that you don't have to park. And three, when you're parking, you're worrying about when your meter, your stuff is going to run out. You can just go down there and have a good time. And then afterward, maybe get some food and hang out downtown. Okay. So you have to register in advance for that. Of course, you can register there, but you're going to be in a long line and you're going to waste time. So I highly recommend they have the list of colleges that are in there. There should be a map in there. Or maybe not, but the list of schools is definitely in there. Take a look to see who's coming, see who's on your short list, see if they're going to be there, blah, blah, blah. You guys know what to do. And if you're going to the fair, I will be there. I will either be in the financial aid room or at the council table. So please stop by and say hi. Okay. So that's that one. The second thing that I gave you guys is a packet, okay, from the financial aid. And so you guys may have received that from the college fair. So if you already have that same information, unless you want another copy of it. Okay. So with this, you have the student guide. There's a little short card here that has some information about putting together your federal student aid ID. So if you're going to do your financial aid application, which all of you are, you have to at least start out with the FSA ID. So basically it's a fancy word for a username and a password. Okay. So you need one. And one of your parent or guardian needs one. And it has to be a biological parent or an adoptive parent, but we can go in more detail with your situations outside of that. Okay. If you have signed up for financial aid night or FAFSA completion night that we're having on Tuesday, whoever has signed up, I'm calling them down because they need to make sure they at least have this done ahead of time. And then on here is information that you need to do the FAFSA. Okay, so I just sent you guys a big email yesterday, and I told y'all, I promised I was going to try to keep them as brief as possible. So all this information and some other information is in that email. The third and final thing, again, is if you are going to register for FAFSA completion night to get help, that we're only limited to 40 families, okay? Because we want to make sure that we give everybody time. So you need to go ahead and sign up ASAP. I think I already have 20 people signed up, and I'm going to close the registration Monday night. If it does fill up, I will have another one in November, but again, you want to go ahead and get that done. All right, any quick questions before I get started?
So the first FAFSA night, is that for you trying to help us complete the passport, or is it like talking about stuff?
Yeah, we had the one last week about just talking about it. So when I sent you guys the email yesterday, the video and everything is in there. So from moving forward, it's just helping you out. Now you can do them on your own. Okay. So some people try, like yesterday we were meeting with the young lady behind you. I don't want to say her name because we got a video going on. They were going to come. They worked on it yesterday and they got it finished. So it's up to you whether you work on it or not.
If we have ours done, what can we do more with it? Like if we already have ours done, is there anything more that we need to work on it with?
No. And what I'm going to also do, I haven't advertised this yet, but we're also going to have something called Financial Aid Fridays. That's going to start on November the 18th. It's going to be 3 or 4 sessions that I sit with you guys and break down everything that you need to know about the financial aid so you'll know what the next steps are. Okay, so I got y'all. All right. All right, so what is Instant Decision Day? So on this day, again, students are able to participate in Instant Decision Days with various colleges. So every school, every high school does not have Instant Decision Days, only special ones like Norristown. And so we have about maybe 12 to 15 schools that are going to be coming here to interview you guys on the spot. So that means you're going to fill out your application beforehand. I'm going to send them copies of your transcript. You're going to sign up for them. So I'll talk to you about that in a second. And then on the day, I'll send you guys an email with any of them that you have signed up for, and you'll be able to click to see what criteria they're looking for each one. But every student must have a 2.0 grade point average to do them. Some of them you might need a 2.5, some you might need a 3.0, but nobody can do it with less than a 2.0. Okay. So you will find out that day if you were accepted. The only exceptions are if you are doing nursing or maybe performing arts or visual arts, you normally have to do some type of a separate interview or some type of a portfolio so they can give you some information. But in most cases, they're not going to be doing acceptances on the spot, with the exception of Gwen at Mercy, because sometimes since the nursing program is so good, he does do them on the spot, the nursing one. So I'll let you know about that. Okay. So you must sign up. They're limited slots. So they're usually going to run between 9 in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon on those days. Each interview will be about 10 minutes and there'll be a 5-minute break in between. If we see that we have a number of people that are signed up, then I'll try to see if I can finagle the space and give you guys more time. But it's important for you, especially today, since you're here today. Nobody knows that this link is up but you. So as soon as we finish this meeting, go ahead and just fill it out and just click yes or no if you want to do each of the meetings. If you're not sure, just click yes. And then what happens is 2 weeks before that event, I'll send you an email. And if you don't want to do it anymore, just email me and say, Miss, I don't want to do this one. You're not going to hurt my feelings, right? That just saves me some paperwork. All right, so just let me know. Each school has their own separate criteria, any websites, and of course, fee waivers and all that kind of stuff. I'll give you the code if you need the code, and you can do that. Okay. And they'll be here in person. I think it might be one virtual one, but for the most part, they'll all be in person. So to best prepare, you want to make sure that you complete your application. I can't tell you how many times I tell people to complete their application and they show up here without a what? Application. And then they say, Miss Mitchell, I didn't know we had to complete an application. I thought it was an instant decision day. Well, they can't make a decision if they don't know what they're deciding on. Yes, y'all are cute. Yes, y'all are fabulous, but we still have to fill out these applications, okay? You want to make sure that that application is completed and submitted at least 5 business days or 5 school days before the interview, because sometimes they have to do what's called a download, and they may come in here that day and it doesn't download for you. And then they'll meet with you and talk to you, but they cannot give you a decision on that day, okay? Which kind of defeats the whole purpose. You want to make sure that everything is complete. So some of these instant decision days, if their school requires an essay, they're going to ask you to do an essay. If there's a letter of recommendation due, they're going to ask you for that. Some of them just want the application and the transcript, and that's it. So you need to make sure that you pay attention to those instructions. But again, I'm going to send you an email for each one that you sign up for, and it's going to have all that information in there for you. Okay. And so you don't have to worry about sending them the transcript. Once I see who signed up, I give them copies of your transcript. So you don't have to worry about that. And worst case scenario, if you don't have the letter of recommendation by the meeting, but it's in Naviance, I can download that from your teacher. Okay. Have that there. So I want you guys to relax. These interviews are very informal, just like I'm talking to you now. Almost as crazy as I talk to you on a regular day, so you don't have to worry about some lady with the glasses on the edge of her nose with a clipboard judging you, right? It's just a conversation. You want to dress to impress. This is the other thing that really just upsets me greatly, is that a lot of people come dressed like you are now, which this is fine for school, right? But for an interview, you want to look nice. You don't have to wear a suit. You don't have to wear a dress, but we're not doing the hoodies. We're not doing sneakers unless you got the sneakers. Now we can kind of hook up the sneakers with the outfits, but let's keep it classy as we can. Okay. You want to make sure that you come at least 5 minutes early, just so you can be situated. You can sit there, kind of get your breath together. Sometimes we do go over, but it's usually not a lot. I try to put some buffer in there, but please don't be late. Okay. So these are the schools that are confirmed to come. I got 2 slides. So Immaculata, Lincoln University, Kutztown, Bloomsburg, Shippensburg, East Stroudsburg. That's messed up. Okay, that's an old slide. So it's Kutztown, Alvernia, Shippensburg, Lincoln, Gwinnett, Immaculata, Moravian College, Delaware State University. That's their first time doing one with us, and Lebanon Valley College. So these are all confirmed. The next screen, I'm still working on these. Chestnut Hill, East Stroudsburg, which I think I just put in yesterday. I just did an update on the other one. Widener, they normally come. I haven't heard from them yet. And the Commonwealth University, which you guys know about the merger now. There's a Commonwealth University that has Bloomsburg, Lock Haven, and Mansfield. They're one university now, but they're 3 locations. Yep. And so then there's another one called Penn West. And so that merger is Clarion, California University, and I believe Edinburgh. So again, it's one university, 3 locations. And so there's a whole bunch of reasons for that. I'll talk about that outside the video as far as why they merged. Okay. I think that's my last slide. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to make sure that I gave you guys that information and then gave you an opportunity to ask any questions. So what questions do you have?
About the letter of recommendation, we can ask any teacher to do it.
Yeah, for your letters of recommendations, try to ask teachers that know you well, not somebody who likes you, because somebody may like you but still not know you well, if that makes sense. Like there's people who you eat lunch with every day, and you sit and you say hi to him and y'all talk to them, but you don't know nothing else about them. So you want to talk to a teacher that has known you well, knows your work ethic, knows what you do in class. Maybe they had you for 2 years. Maybe you didn't do so hot in their class at the beginning of the year, but then you kind of worked on some things and ended up overcoming some obstacles and all that kind of stuff with class. So you want to make sure that you ask at least 2 to 3 teachers for letters of recommendations, just in general for your applications. And then you can just look at the instruction sheets that they have to see how many they want.
But since I'm new,
are you in contact with anybody from your old school?
No.
Okay, coaches or anything like that?
From Mexico.
Okay, so we can talk offline. And so we can just let them know that you're new and they're going to have to make some kind of accommodations because everybody's case is not the same. Yeah, because there's a lot of new kids here that I've met so far. At least I've met at least 4 new seniors here. And so they may be in some of the same, situation that you're in. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? No questions? All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll tell you about the merger thingy. Oh, you got any, everybody say hey to Kashmir.